Hello everybody, welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. Today, we're in a new aircraft on the channel here. This is the Boeing 737 MAX 8. We're flying as Air Canada, and we're going to be doing a real-world MAX 8 Air Canada ops from Halifax across to Montreal. Hopefully you guys enjoy this flight sim video, and we're going to hop in the flight deck here, get started up in the cockpit, make sure everything's okay, and then we'll push on out of here and make our way towards Montreal. All right, we're in the flight deck here, and if we're going to be taking a look at everything, we first have to make sure that we have a couple things set. So if we take a look at our EFB, it's a completely different EFB. System page. Nope, I'm going completely wrong here. Performance. Here's our takeoff performance, but also our weight and balance. We already loaded the plane. Everything's good to go. We got 135 passengers, 1,271 kilograms of cargo forward and aft, and then 6,154 kilos of total fuel. Everything's been set. We are all good to go. We're gonna back out, and we're gonna get the APU started up here, and then we will get our ground support to disappear. So we'll start up that APU, everything, and then that's pretty much it. We can then request pushback and get on out of here. All right, so we'll get the APU started. So we'll put this to on. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start the APU. Start the APU bleed. Packs are on. We can throw the yaw damper on, and everything looks good up top. Now we'll just wait for that APU to boot on up, and then we'll disconnect from ground power after. All right, so our APU has booted up. Now we'll head up top here, and we'll turn the APU gen on left and right. So APU left and right are on. Ground power is off by just scrolling it to off. APU bleed is on. Everything up top looks good, which means then we can head to our ground support here and remove that. But also we want to make sure our parking brake is set, confirmed. Everything up top looks good. Okay. Also remove all these and hit set. There you go. So all ground support and chocks are removed. If we go page down, everything here is removed. Now we just have to close up our doors, which will go here and close left entry. You'll even hear the door probably close. There you go. Okay, so doors are all closed. That's good. Yep, everything looks good there. Ground support, everything's been removed. And if we go to the next page, everything's been removed. So that all looks good. Yep. So we can go to the main menu here and don't have to worry about this. We'll remove the jet bridge and then call up pushback. All right, pushback tug connected. We're gonna release the parking brake. All good there. Axe off. Everything up top looks good. And we'll flip the left engine start to ground. Watch it run at 15%. We're starting that left engine up. Engine start. And engine 1 start. All right, engine 1 is starting up good. Everything looks good there. We just have to wait for the switch to flip over, and then we can start. Oh, there it goes. And engine 2 now start. Watch the N1 increase. Or N2. Okay, engine 2 start. And we'll watch engine 2 start. All right, both engines started successfully here. We'll be setting the parking brake here and then letting ground know that we are all good with our engine start. All right, as the pushback tug is disconnecting, we'll head down here, put this to systems so we can do our flight control test. And we'll get that APU started, turned off here. So we'll flip our gens now. 1 and 2. APU off, APU gen, both are off, and APU bleed could be turned off. And APU off, all that stuff's off. So yeah, APU off, APU bleed off, APU gens are off. Gen 1 and Gen 2 are on. Axe back on. Alright, flaps 5. And we'll do a flight control test here now. Once we get the hand signal. We'll just look for that though. Wherever there's gonna be the hand signal. To make sure everything's clear, and then we'll throw a flight control test in. Alright, that's all good. We will now watch on our screen right here and do a flight control test. So left aileron, right aileron, pull down, pull up, left rudder and right rudder. Okay, controls are free. And turn that off so it's a full map. Everything looks good across the board here. Take a look up top. Like I said, APU is off. We'll turn our taxi light on. Everything else is good up top. So we are good to taxi to runway 32 for departure out of Halifax. We're going to release the parking brake. Give some power. So we have to go straight onto Delta and then take Kilo all the way to runway 32. We're going to be taxiing up here, then turning left and going that direction. Alright, we will cross the runway here. 2305, which is like the main runway that they use, but for the winds today, we're going to be using a runway 32, it looks like. Now, yes, this is the iFly Max 8. I'll have a link in the description. This is my third time flying this plane. Amazing aircraft. I love this airplane. I love this 737. Now, there is the 737-800s. I will be flying those still, so stay tuned for those. But I was like, you know what? New aircraft I bought. Let me make a video on it. Let's try out the Max 8. So far, this plane's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love it. All right. Getting close to the runway here. Controls are free. We're good. We got LNAV, VNAV engaged. Flight directors are on, so we'll just ping the cabin. And then just hold short here, get everything checked for the departure. Parking brake is set. We'll just quickly add our auto brake to RTO. Head up top, and we'll turn our landing lights on. Runway turnoffs, tax light off, nav and strobe light, and wing light on. Cabin's been notified. Everything up top looks good, so we are good for takeoff out of Halifax here. We're gonna release the parking brake. We got flaps 5 set. Give some power and get on the runway here. A little bit foggy in the distance there. Set the parking brake. Just make sure that our trim has been set. 530, looks like it has. Okay. And we'll just give some power. The parking brake's on, I forgot. Parking brake release. And toga. Alright, takeoff power has been set. Here we go. Nose down pressure until 80 knots. And then we'll go neutral on the stick here. 80 knots, neutral.
V1.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear coming up. Beautiful rotation on out to maintain our path here. And we are on the climb up. Flaps can come up. Nose down a little bit. That was a beautiful rotation out. Gear is up. Still hand flying this plane. We're going to zoom out on the screen here. We're going to be going up probably till about here, then we'll cut that out. We're probably going to be going up to here, then we'll continue on our flight path, but we're just going to hand fly here as we're on a steady line here. And flaps all the way up. Flaps are up. We'll engage autopilot here. Autopilot is now on, and we'll continue our climb out here, and then we'll be joining the rest of our flight plan here shortly on our departure out of Halifax. Okay, so on our climb out, we got flaps all the way up, speed brake up. We will turn off our auto brakes, and we're going to be going direct to the next waypoint here, so go on the legs page. Alright, we can head up top, and we'll turn off our landing lights. That was a very quick climb out. And our wing light. So runway turn offs, landing light, and wing light off. Seatbelt sign will keep on a little longer because it is a bit turbulent on the climb out. And we'll go direct to the next waypoint now, which is Kelno. So execute that, and now we are on our flight path all the way to Montreal, which is about an hour and 20-minute flight, so not that long. We'll go 80 on here so I can see more on the screen. Actually, before, when we get back leveling the wings here, I'll turn the seatbelt sign off. It's very calm here on the departure. But everything looks good here on our climb out. We'll now go up top and turn the seatbelt sign off because we don't need it on. It's a pretty calm climb out. Everything up top looks good. So now we can continue our climb out here and sit back, relax, and enjoy as we climb out of Halifax. And we'll eventually reach our cruising altitude of flight level 360. Everything's looking good. We're at a cruise altitude of flight level 360, and with that, everything's looking good in the FMC. If you take a look at the FMC, it's going to go off of FMC speed, and everything looks good here. 360 until the next page, and then at Key Big is when we start our top of descent, making our way down for the arrival into Montreal. But for now, speed looks good. Everything looks good here. No winds at all, very calm winds, no turbulence, so seatbelt sign will stay off. But yeah, that's about it. We're going to stay at flight level 360 until our top of descent into Montreal, and Montreal also has great winds and weather. 3-knot crosswind, 1-knot headwind, so it's perfect in Montreal as well. So for now, we'll just sit back, relax, and we'll enjoy the rest of the flight here until our top of descent into Montreal. All right, we are starting our descent here very shortly. I put the altitude at 5,000 feet because very shortly here, we're going to start a descent, which we start now. Just like that, we are now starting our descent, and we are going to make our way down to 5,000 feet. With that, if we take a look at our initial reference, it looks like we're going to be landing flaps 40 at 135 knots, and then it's ILS 10930, which will set up. We will set the ILS up before 10,000 foot mark, and then the cruise and everything, which is this, and right in here too. So that all looks good. We are now descending, and we are now making our way down to... Let's actually check on Navigraph. I'm just going to bring my charts up on my iPad. Let's see what they say for our charts here. ILS 06 left. They want us to be 3,000 feet, actually. So we're going to go down and bring this down to 3,000. There we go. All right, so altitude is set for 3,000 because we are actually going to descend to 3,000 feet for the glide slope ILS into Montreal on 06 left. So right now, we're descending. We're going to continue our descent. Our approach reference has all been set up. But there's another page, so we're going to take a look at that other page. Yeah, this is all good here. So, yeah, we'll go back to the legs page just to monitor our altitude, what we're supposed to be at each waypoint. But we're going to continue our descent here into Montreal, 3,000 feet, and then we'll set up that ILS and course just before we are below 10,000 feet. And then we'll get ready for the approach and landing into Montreal. For now, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the descent into Montreal. All right, we're coming up to our 10,000 foot mark, so we are going to, we're also going to bring the speed brake out so we can lose some speed here. There we go, and then we'll head up top here, turn our landing lights all on, runway turnoffs on, wing light on, and seatbelt sign on. Everything up top looks good. Our initial reference for approach is set 135 as our speed with flaps 40. So that's set, and everything's ready for the approach now. We'll put the speed brake away. We'll do auto brakes level 2 since we're very light. There we go. Auto brake is level 2. That's good. And then we also will set our ILS. So we'll just go to ILS mode. And the ILS we want is 109.3. Switch it to the active one, so then when we switch to it, it's set. So ILS 109.30, 109.30. So ILS has been set. It's going to show up in there, and then we'll also set our front course to 057, which we'll do once we're on approach or close to it. Then we'll set our front course to 057 degrees for the approach into Montreal. Everything's looking good though. Up top looks good. ILS has been set, so we're just going to wait until we get close to our approach here on 06 left at Montreal. Alright, so we are on the right downwind here. We're going to be vectoring and then grabbing the ILS and landing here shortly into Montreal. Hopefully everything goes well. We'll see. We'll try and butter the landing on the touchdown zone, hopefully. Everything's looking good for our speed and our descent right here, so that's very good. This aircraft descends really well, I noticed too. Don't even have to hit descend early. It just automatically descends and stays on the flight path right off the bat when it hits top of descent, which is nice. So that's good to know too. If you're ever looking into purchasing this aircraft, like I said, I will have a link in the description to the Flight One website where you can purchase this aircraft through its installer, which is the iFly manager. Alright, so we're going to bring the speed brake out. Make sure we get that all set with our speed. Not a problem. Going straight down to 3,000 feet. The speed brake will help reduce the speed of the aircraft right now. So we get ready for the flaps sequence. Alright, flaps 1. We're going to manually control the speed now, so we're going down to 18, we'll go 200. Stay at 200. Right, and speed brake will go away, and then we will arm the speed brake. There we go, speed brake armed, and auto brakes level 2. Up top looks good, so everything's looking good there. We'll get this to 057 as well. There we go. And we'll get ready for the approach here into I was about to say Halifax. We'll get ready for the approach into Montreal. We're gonna turn when we're at this waypoint and turn and then line up on the localizer here. And we'll reduce speed to 180 once we're almost on there, and then we'll start reducing all the way down to 135, if I'm not mistaken. 330 will turn right soon. We'll do it right now. Right, we're gonna turn right, 330. To get on the localizer. We're gonna use vertical speed here to get down to 3,000 feet. And we'll reduce to 180 now. We'll get ready to hit the localizer button once the localizer comes alive here. Glide slope and localizer shown. Localizer turn on. We'll hold at 3,000 feet. Localizer is going to be getting on path. We'll start reducing speed now, 160. Start bringing out flaps. Approach. Glide slope's coming up. We're going to throw the gear down. Gear coming down. In the cabin. You want 144 knots. Runway's just there. Grab the glide slope and then we'll pitch the nose down. 139. Go 130. Oh, 140, sorry. Alright, glide slope's been grabbed. We'll go flaps full. And we are wanting 134 on the speed. Alright, 134 for the flaps 40. Everything's looking good there. And then we're looking for gate 9 once we arrive. So everything's set for the arrival here. We got a bit of a crosswind here, 11 knot crosswind up here, but when we get closer it might disappear. So we'll see about that. But everything is set. We got flaps full, gear down 3, green, speed brake arm, auto brakes 2. Up top, everything is good up there. There's our 2500 check. We'll continue on our approach here. Autopilot disengage is right there. We'll be clicking it here very shortly. We'll click it now.
1,000.
Autopilot disengage. Auto disengage. I have control of the aircraft. Winds have died down a lot. Enjoy the landing, everybody.
$400. 300. 200. Glide slope.
A little bit off the glide slope, that's okay.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And touchdown. Reverses green. Beautiful touchdown in the touchdown zone. Reversers deployed. Speed brake out. Nose down. Look at that. Hey. Welcome to Montreal, everybody. That was a nice landing. And reverser stowed. Let's arm the auto brake there. Do some manual braking here. That was a very nice landing. Beautiful touchdown into Montreal on the touchdown zone, so that's nice all the time. Okay. We'll just slow down right here. We're at Bravo 3, that is. Yeah, okay. Flaps can come up. Flaps coming up. Speed brake can be disarmed. Landing lights all off. Taxi light on. Wing off. That can go steady. And we'll also get the APU, sir, so get that APU all started up. And APU bleed on. We're gonna be turning right here. Wing light is off, strobe light off, runway and turn-offs on, taxi on. All right, airplane's all cleaned up. We'll now taxi to the gate, which is gate 9 is where the real life flight is. And everything up top looks good. So yeah, we'll get our gate sorted here and make our way towards gate 9 at the airport. All right, we are approaching our gate. It's right here, gate 7. Just slow down a little bit. Taxi light can go off so we don't blind the ground crew. And we're watching a safe dock as we approach. There we go. Parking brake has been set. Check, parking brake set. APU is running with the APU gen on. Everything up top looks good. Okay. And we will turn off engine 1 and 2. There we go. Engine's off. Turn off our beacon light. Turn off our seatbelt sign. And we will get our ground system all set up. So ground support, chocks we can throw in, set ground power, and we'll just go up here. Ground power is on. That looks good. We'll call up the jet bridge and deboard the aircraft. And that's going to do it for this flight, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this flight from Halifax to Montreal. Flight time was 1 hour and 20 minutes roughly with the 737 MAX 8 Air Canada, real world ops. We're just unloading the aircraft here of the baggage and passengers. But that's going to do it for this flight. Hopefully you guys enjoy these type of flight sim videos. If you do, then drop a like, comment, share, subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. And like always, thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.